Servus all together, it's me, Jolene from Bavaria. Hi Fox. Servus, grüß euch miteinander. Ich bin wieder Lange aus Bayern. Today we have breaking news about Breath of the Wild and Hyrule Warriors. Wir haben neue Nachrichten von Hyrule Warrior and Breath of the Wild natürlich.
Hello everyone, I'm Eiji Aonuma, the producer of the Legend of Zelda series. We mentioned in the June 2019 Nintendo Direct presentation that we had started development on the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Many people around the world are still playing Breath of the Wild, so I'd like to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Everyone, thank you so much.
I disagree. We have to say thank you to all of you for the nice game.
Regarding the sequel, in order to make the vast world you enjoyed exploring in the original game even more impressive, the team is working hard on its development, so you'll have to wait a bit longer before we can provide more updates. In the meantime, we've prepared a different way for you to experience the world of Hyrule, and we have a video to introduce it. Please take a look.
The history of the royal family of Hyrule is also the history of Calamity Ganon, a primal evil that has endured over the ages.
I think you are now ready. Ready to hear what happened 100 years ago.
How cool is that? Wie cool is this? I will talk later about it. I've shown it in the trailer.
Protect everyone.
Ich werde später nochmal drüber reden, wenn ich nur den Trailer zeige.
What you just saw is the game that Koei Tecmo Games is developing. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. This game takes place 100 years before the events of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. In that game, the Great Calamity that occurred 100 years prior was mentioned, but the actual event itself wasn't shown in full. In this game, you'll be able to experience the events of the Great Calamity. So now, I would like to invite Koei Tecmo Games producer Mr. Hayashi to join me here.
Hello everyone, I'm Yosuke Hayashi from Koei Tecmo Games and the producer of this game. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity began when Mr. Aonuma approached us saying, I think it would be interesting to create a Warriors game telling the story of the Great Calamity. What do you think? The battles between the Kingdom of Hyrule and Calamity Ganon would complement Warrior-style gameplay against large armies. The previous Hyrule Warriors games were filled with Zelda conventions. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild broke these conventions entirely, and perhaps it's the same for everyone here, but for someone like me, who's been playing Zelda games for a long time, this was an extraordinary experience. It's a new, special title for me. Unlike the previous Hyrule Warriors games, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity was developed by working closely with the Zelda team in every step of the process, including gameplay direction, graphics, world, and all dialogue. And while we maintained the distinct gameplay style of the Warriors series, with exciting 1 versus 1,000 battles and a wide variety of playable characters, this became the only game that will let you experience the world 100 years prior to the events of The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild firsthand.
Wow.
Thank you, Mr. Hayashi. During the development of the previous Hyrule Warriors games, I was impressed with how the Warriors development team, led by Mr. Hayashi, had a deep understanding of the Legend of Zelda series. This time around, they made it possible to create this new experience by combining the well-detailed world of Breath of the Wild with Warriors gameplay. Therefore, I believe this game will offer the experience of the great Calamity battles that weren't fully shown in the original game. I hope that both those who played the previous Hyrule Warriors games and those who played The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild can experience this game. Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity will launch on November 20th. Thank you for your continued support for The Legend of Zelda and this game.
We are unworthy, we are unworthy, we are ashes, we are dust. Thank you both so much. So, okay, Fun beiseite. Spaß beiseite. Das war einfach ein cooles Video. Nächsteres oder weiteres werde ich dann eigentlich nochmal, wenn ich bloß den Trailer zwar erklären. Other stuff I will explain you or talk about with you later on if I show only the trailer. It's Aichi Aonuma, I hope I pronounced it right, said it's need a little bit while till we get new information on Breath of the Wild. I think the date they gave us on the end may gives us information about Breath of the Wild 2, maybe not. Wie Aonuma gesagt hat, braucht es ein bisschen, bis wir neue Informationen über Breath of the Wild erfahren werden. Wahrscheinlich das Datum, was wir am Schluss gesagt haben, kann Breath of the Wild Informationen sein. Vielleicht aber nicht. I guess it's maybe more about Hyrule Warriors. Ich denke, es ist eher über Hyrule Warriors. So, that is such a fucking cool video. So unexpected. Shortly after the Mario Direct. Das ist so ein cooles Video, so unerwartet, so kurz nach dem Mario Direct. Nobody guessed it. Keiner hatte das auf dem Radar. I was lucky to see it so soon. Ich hatte Glück, dass ich das so früh gesehen habe, because my wife has seen it, weil es meine Frau gesehen hat. Luckily-wise. Von Koei Tecmo Games, as Hayashi said, also von Koei Tecmo Games, als wie Hayashi gesagt hat, it makes complete sense that they work really close together, because Breath of the Wild is still in production. Also Breath of the Wild 2 is still in production, weil Breath of the Wild immer noch in der Produktion ist und die wollen natürlich sehr nah dran bleiben und they want to be close to each other. So this makes completely sense, and that was the date I was talking about, und das war das Datum, wo ich vorher geredet habe. But anyway, I will get that Hyrule Warrior game, aber auf jeden Fall holen wir dieses Hyrule Warrior Spiel, and I'm looking forward, und ich freue mich schon drauf. Servus, euer Lange von Bavaria, servus, euer Lange aus Bayern.